Hey everyone, I'm Emiliano, and today I'm talking about sustainable branding. Now, a lot of companies say they care about sustainability, but really the question is, does it actually make any money? Does it even help my brand? And does it actually matter to customers? So, my whole point today is that sustainability is more than a cute marketing angle, and when a company does it right, it actually affects everything from customer trust to long term growth and even the way people feel about buying your products. So, I'm hoping by the end of this, you'll see sustainability differently, not like an optional add on, but like a real business strategy that actually pays off. Now, here's what we're going to cover. First, I'm going to talk about consumer demand because customers run the show. If people don't want something, the business just doesn't move. Second, we'll get into profits and growth, basically the part every company actually cares about. And third, I'll show you how sustainability affects loyalty and how loyalty is huge because it determines who stays with your brand long term. Then at the end, I'll give you one simple action that any company could start doing today. Now, before anything else, let me ask you something. What's one brand you trust because of its values? For most people, it's Patagonia, IKEA, or even Apple. What's interesting is that people don't say these brands because of price or convenience. They say it because they believe the brand actually stands for something. So, that shows us something important. People want brands that represent what they care about. And right now, sustainability is one of the values people look for the most in brands. It's one of the top things customers consider, even if the product is a little bit more expensive. Once I point that out, it becomes pretty clear why companies lean into sustainability. Customers want to buy from brands that they feel good about. That's a huge driver of everything we're about to talk about. So, let's look at what customers are actually doing with their money. Now, this chart makes the point really clearly. People are willing to pay more for sustainable products. And we're not talking about just a few people or a small group. This is a big chunk of the market now. A lot of surveys shows anywhere from 30 to 60% of consumers prefer eco-friendly products even if they cost more. Why? Because sustainability makes them feel like they're making a better choice. It connects to their personal values, and customers today don't just want a product, they want something that puts meaning behind what they buy. Now, let me give you an example. Think about reusable water bottles. Brands like Hydro Flask or Stanley. 10 years ago, people wouldn't have paid $40 or $50 for a bottle, but now they do. And part of that is because it aligns with sustainability and reducing waste. Same thing with clothing brands. Any clothing brand that use recycled materials, some people literally choose them over cheaper options because they want to support that mission. So, when companies lean into this sustainability, they're meeting demand that's already there. And companies that don't do this, they risk looking outdated or worse, like they don't even care. So, customer demand is changing and businesses that don't adjust get left behind. And that brings us to the money side. So let's talk money. This graph compares sustainable brands to traditional ones. And the sustainable brands grow much faster consistently. Now, McKinsey even found that companies with strong sustainability practices outperform others in long-term growth. Real brands prove this. For example, again, Patagonia. Their whole business is built around transparency and doing things the right way. And it works. Same with IKEA. They invested in renewable energy and better sourcing and actually made them more efficient and more profitable. So, when people say sustainability is expensive, it's really the opposite. It's an investment that pays off long term. Now, let's talk loyalty. And it's honestly one of the most important parts of branding. Customers who trust the brand stay with their brand longer. And sustainable brands naturally earn more trust because people feel like the company actually cares. Now, when a brand is transparent about its materials, its production, or how it treats the environment, people genuinely pay attention to that. So, Patagonia again is a perfect example. Their repair program, their donation of profits, their transparency about supply chains, All of this makes customers feel connected to the brand, and here's why loyalty matters. Because keeping a customer is way cheaper than constantly getting new ones in. And if a brand could keep someone for years, that's stable revenue, free word of mouth marketing, and stronger growth. So, sustainability doesn't just help a brand attract customers, it helps them keep their customers. And that long term connection is what gives sustainable brands such a big advantage. All right, quick recap. 1. People want sustainable products and they'll pay more for them. 2. Sustainable companies grow faster and make more money long term. 3. Customers trust these brands more, and that loyalty eventually turns into consistent revenue. Again, sustainability isn't just about looking good, it's about building a brand identity that actually lasts. So, here's my challenge to you. Think of one sustainable change you or your company can start today. It doesn't even have to be huge, even small steps add up. Anything from better packaging to reducing waste or just even being more transparent, anything that moves in the right direction will help. Because in the end, the brands that will win in the future are the ones that actually stand for something today. Thanks so much for listening.